Shalom, Yahweh Shem Kodash Barakatah. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honors brothers that be pushing his truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. The Baba Bari coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shem Kodash. Give no praise unto Yahweh Shem Kodash. So this is gonna be a relatively quick video going into the UBI, the Universal Basic Income, which a lot of families have been set up to get acclimatized to the UBI that's gonna be pushed out there pretty soon, especially once they crash this economy, which a brother did a video yesterday, beautiful video. I believe his page is at GMS Universal. He did a beautiful video going into the fact that the American economy is basically set up to fail. Okay, the economy is basically set up to fail. And if you know anything about economics, if you know anything about economics, you understand how money comes into being. Then you can come to the conclusion that any fiat currency has always got what you know as a time limit. All right, so America right now is swimming in a whole pile of debt, and after a certain dispensation of time, it's going to burst, right? What they know as a white swan. I believe what he called it was a white swan event, where you could predict it. Now we understand from how Esau manipulates the markets. We understand that they might have this thing go shorter or longer than the white swan predicted down to the mathematics, right? They might have it go a longer or shorter time, right, depending on what fits the agenda for the elite banking families. But the reality of the situation is they are indeed going to pivot towards a digital system, of which a lot of these families that are on benefits, they're going to switch over quickly into the digital in order for them to get the benefits. And as you see within this article, which I'm going to briefly speak about, a lot of these families that are on benefits are better off than people earning pretty damn good money. Okay, so families on benefits can be better off than those earning 70k. Generous welfare payments allow some London households to cash in. Analysis suggesting, the prices that they're charging out there to live in a room out there within London, which London's a microcosm of a lot of these big cities. And that's where Jake be living at too, right? Within these big cities, also too in these other smaller cities, but predominantly out here within the UK, Manchester, London, Liverpool, Birmingham. That's where you're gonna find a lot of Israelites, a lot of Jakes that are hooked onto the system. But what you find within these big cities, especially London, is that they're trying to charge you like £1,000 to rent out a small rinky-dink room. Okay, and for a lot of people, that's just too expensive. For a room, we're not talking about a house here. We're talking about renting a room. It's £1,000. Okay, so that's a hell of a lot of money for people to be paying out. Just excuse me whilst I clear this noise. I don't know what they're asking for. Where's that phone? Okay, let me get rid of that. Right, so continuing with the point I was making. So for a lot of these people, that's a crazy type of a situation. So it's beneficial if you're coming up on age and you're in a position where you need to get property or whatever. Then the best way to do it is to go via the welfare system. Okay, via the welfare system. So a lot of these women be getting on the welfare system. They'll be getting on the welfare system, and they'll be getting these little benefits from the government and that. But it's just a setup, right? It's all by design. It's a setup in order for you to be easily transitioned into the CHIP system, the UBI system. It's all a setup. Okay, it's all been set up for you to easily move into this universal basic income. Okay. Increasingly generous welfare payments, and there's a reason for that, mean non-working families are able to claim tens of thousands of pounds of universal credit. I'm using UBI terms, tax support, and child benefits. So I was speaking to a lot of people when I was a little bit younger, and it's still to this day, right? You got girls that get pregnant or whatever, and they might work, because I got a little part-time job or whatever. They might work a little part-time job, and then they work out the economics of it between childcare and the little part-time job. And it always works out that they quit after a couple of months because really they get more benefits by chilling at home. Okay, that's how it's been set up, and benefits from discounted social housing. So I think somebody was telling me that they pay like £80 a month for renting because they get the social housing, which is kind of crazy, man. I think they only pay a little bit of it, but the rent so subsidized is irrelevant how much they're paying. It's like an easy life, man. While many working families pay full rate of rent and income, Analysis by the Center of Social Justice and the Telegraph shows that the combined value of these benefits and discounted rent in some location can add up to more than £50,000, more than a sole earner for £70,000. Remember, when you earn 70k, right? When you earn 70k, that shit gets taxed. Okay, the tax man's gonna get his cut. Okay, national insurance, the tax man's gonna get their cut. So if you're getting this 50k, you get the house because you got kids, right? You get the social credits and so on and so forth, which increases with the amount of kids, as far as I understand it. You get to a position where really you could be living. A lot of these people are living better than people that are working very hard. Okay, so if a person that's really struggling, they look at the situation, what they gonna do? They're gonna move over to the universal credit, which is gonna turn into universal basic income. And this is all by design. Okay, this is all by design. Right? When student loan repayments are factored in, the gap is even greater. The analysis is found. Right, it comes as the ministers are expected to surpass the 137.4 billion welfare spending target by 8 billion in 2024 and 25. So they're pumping even more and more money into the universal basic income, which is going to be, okay? So that's what's coming down the pipeline. This is all by design, man. This is all by design. Let's say you have a job and you're working a job and you work hard. This is going to be an option that you're going to be presented with, right? A lot of people are going to be presented, or a lot of people are, everybody's presented with this option. You're going to go to work, or you're going to knock up somebody, get them pregnant, and live off of the state. And a lot of people are presented with those options. And also, too, if you're playing the long game, and I've seen a lot of Africans and a lot of foreigners coming into this country, and they play the long game. They get a little council house, and then that's subsidized when they want to buy it out. I've seen people buy like 40k house. People were telling me about this, man. They bought a house that was a so-called council house, right, which is a social house. You can understand the council house. They lived in it for like 5 years and bought a house for like 40k. Now the house is like worth 110, 120k, which where I live, that's decent money where I live. It's a decent spot to live. Okay, it's a decent spot to live, but that's how they set it up, man. So it's easy for the UBI. It's easy for the transition into the universal basic income, man. Okay, so this is all by design, man. They designed it to where living off of the state is easy. But like I said, like I was making the example, let's say you got a little job in that, okay, and you're working hard, right? A few options is gonna be presented to you. One, the business might go bust because they're cutting down on production and all this, that, and the third. For the Agenda 2030 thing. Okay, what else could come to mind? The economy is gonna crash out at some point, right? So everybody's gonna be faced with this decision, man. You're gonna go off for the system, of which, I'm going to say this. We're going to use the system up until they present us with a situation where we can't use the system, right? That's not the scripture say use this world is not abusing this world, right? So we're going to use this. We're going to use this world. We're going to use this system up until the time where we can't use the system anymore, man, right? But when they say, look, okay, we're going to link up the UBI with the CHRP, we're going to be out, man. We're going to be out, right? So yeah, so that's the points I want, the points I wanted to make on this particular thing. Right, this is the points I wanted to make on these particular thing, right? They make it so easy, and the reason they make it so easy is because of the UBI, right? They got a plan in motion. They're gonna bring about with a universal basic income, and don't forget they got trial rounds with this universal basic income in places like Wales and that they're running right now as we're speaking and as we're doing this video. So without myself, praise unto the apostles, a great millstone. I want you brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.